So in my previous video, we talked about how to know when the right time was to hire your first employee or your next employee, right? Well, in that video, we discussed the 3 main struggles that business owners have when it comes down to hiring a team. The first 2 are covered in length in my previous video, so go watch that one first. But the third one, and the most important, is the one that we're going to be talking about today, and it is the following: how to find good people to build a dream team with. Here's the deal. I can guarantee 1000% that behind the success of every business that has done big things, there's a great team of people. I can guarantee that nobody can comment below with any examples of a business that has done anything successful and they have done it on their own. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where we'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which I believe are all needed in order for you to build a great life overall and not in just one specific area. Let's get this out of the way first so we can go straight into the reason you clicked on this video in the first place. The first thing that I need to ask from you is for you to hit the like button. These 2 things that I'm going to ask you are the only thing I'm going to ask you throughout the whole video, so please hit the like button whether you like the video or not. When you hit the like button, YouTube is going to push and recommend this content to more people so more people can come on this journey with us. The second thing that I have to ask is a favor for you, and it is to hit the subscribe button so that YouTube can notify you every Monday when I drop a new video. The first one is for other people to come on this journey with us. The second one is more of a favor from you, so stay tuned to the end. Now, before I start going into a topic like this, I want to make something very clear. Usually, when I talk about things like this, people interpret this as me trying to push them to do more, to think that I think that they're losers because they don't want to do big things in life. And that has never been and will never be my intent with a video like this. Here's the deal. I can tell you, and all I can do is give you my experience on how I have built a dream team to accomplish big and crazy goals that I have. The good part about all of this is that it works regardless on whether you have big and massive goals like I do, or you have just whatever goals are going to take you from where you're at right now to the next level. These things are something that you need to pay attention to no matter what. They're going to make your life easier. So again, whenever you hear me talk about things like this, I'm not saying you should want the things that I want. I'm just giving you my example and the tools that I have used to accomplish the goals that I have. With that being said, let's dive in. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the definition of a genius for me is a person who can take something very complex, very hard to do, and simplify it, or at least make it seem simple for other people. So anytime I see success in a business being very successful, the first thing that comes to my mind is the team of great people that has to be behind that business. Like I said, no big things are accomplished by one person only. So I encourage you to think twice every single time that you see success, and before you do any business, think about the number one thing that you need to be doing. Because just like me, building a great team has helped me accomplish all the big things that I have done in the past. So before you open a business, consider building a great team with great people around you. So today, I'm going to review with you the key points that have helped me and have helped a lot of other people that are more successful than me build great teams. But before we go into the key points that we're going to be reviewing today, I want to give you something that you have to know before you go and hire anybody. Everybody that you go and hire will always, and 1000% of the times, fall into one of these 3 categories. The first one is a person who's running from their job that they have right now. That person is very toxic because all they want is something new. They don't know what they want. They don't know that they want to go work for you. All they want is just get away from the job that they were at before because they hate it. Now, every single person that I hire and make part of my dream team falls into category number 3. So that was the first one. The second one is a person who wants a change They don't hate where they're at, but they know that they're made for something more. So they're making a change, but they don't know what they really want in their lives. So that one is not toxic, but is not number 3, which is the following. Number 3, and it's where I hire, it's the person who knows exactly what they want. They might not know how they're gonna get there, but they know if you ask them what they want for their future, they're gonna give it to you right then and there. That person has a clear picture on who they wanna be, or at least what they wanna be doing in the future. Okay, so now that you know that you're going to be hiring from group number 3 on what we just previously discussed, let's jump into the 10 things that I use for me to build a dream team. Point number 1 is to hire and build a team of all stars, not one superstar and the rest average. The reason why you don't want to do this is because of 2 things. The first thing is when you do that, it means not everybody that is part of your team is a winner. It means that somebody is a winner and the rest are just average people. But number 2, it makes your company weak because the moment that that person left you, that company is going to be crumbling down. And that meant that you didn't build a dream team, you built a dream team member. Number 2 is to always have and encourage a feedback environment. What I mean by this is the following. 2 things are going to happen if you build a team around the fact that everybody gives feedback to each other. The first one, everybody's going to be on point doing their job because they know that if they don't, some other person is going to call them out in front of everybody, and nobody wants that. Not if you're a winner. Number 2, everybody gets better every single day if you give feedback to each other. For example, if you have a sales organization and everybody's on the phone and they're all on the floor and they can hear each other, they can go to that person who's on the phone and tell them like, hey, what if you put this word here? What if you say this or the following? Change this or that. And that's going to sharpen your team members more and more every single day. Point number 3 is to always create a competitive environment, a healthy one. If you have everybody trying to be better and they have a number from another person, for example, if you're doing sales, if I have a number to beat this person at, I'm going to create ways to get better, to do more, to always be in the lookout for the things that I could be doing better to beat that other person. But if you don't have a person or a number to chase, then you're going to continue to be an average salesperson or whatever you do because you don't have a competitive environment. You don't have anybody to chase. Point number 4 is to have a freedom of ideas environment. What this is going to do is your team's going to feel free to express any ideas that are going to improve the company, but also it's going to do 2 things for you. It's going to let you identify leaders within your team by asking them how they would handle certain situations. The second thing that it's going to do is it's going to make them feel like they belong there, like their opinion matters, as the way it should be. Your team should have a say in what happens in your business. Point number 5 is to invest in teams' activities and trips. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but if every quarter you do a team get together at Topgolf, for example, or a little trip getaway for the weekend, you're going to build camaraderie with your team members and they will want to stay at the company because the same people that they spend 8 to 10 hours a day with are the people that they get along with, and they know that the reward of working hard is going to be worth it. Point number 6 is to always keep your core values, your mission, and what you stand for always fresh. I can't tell you how important this is, but regardless on whether you think that everybody should know what the mission and what the company stands for, always refresh it to everybody so that your employees and everybody on your team is clear on what the company's values are. Point number 7 is to watch who responds to what. Not everybody in your team is going to be driven by the same thing, so you need to be watching and pay close attention to who responds to what. Some people are going to be driven by mission, some others are going to be driven by winning, some others are going to be driven by money, so you need to figure that out. Tip number 8, and this is one of the most key ones, is to always continue to raise the standards and to raise the goals. Here's the deal with this. Not only do you want to do that and keep raising the goals and produce more, because that's going to drive more revenue to the company, which is a true reason why to continue to raise the bar, but also if you build the right team, and the team that I'm telling you to build that is made out of winners, winners want to win, winners want more, and winners get lost and get bored when there's nothing else to chase. Therefore, you need to continue to raise the bar so they don't get bored and they don't leave you. Point number 9 is a fusion of a couple ones that I said previously. You need to be spending time with your team as a team, but you also need to be spending time with your team individually. Here's the thing with this. The time with the team in public is great, but if you really want to get to know who they are and what bothers them, you really need to sit down with them privately. There are things that they won't tell you if you only see them in public with the other team members. If they're bothered by some other team member, they won't tell you that in front of everybody. But if you take them to dinner, or if you sit down with them even 15 to 20 minutes, you will uncover the real them, but also what may be bothering them so that they don't leave the company without you even noticing what was wrong. Number 10 is left for last, not because it's the least important. In fact, I may argue that this is the most important out of the 10, and it is for you as the leader, as the owner of the company, or whatever you want to call yourself, to be all in. Meaning, you need to be all in and you have to give your 1000% into the company, because if you're not, nobody in your team will be. You set the example and your team's gonna follow if you're a good leader. Okay, so now that we know what the 10 points are to go and build a dream team, it's time for you to go and execute it. Now, here's the deal with this. You always have to remember this. The whole point of you building a dream team in your company is that your company doesn't need you on the day-to-day operations in order for the company to thrive. The ideal scenario is that you build a team of winners that raise the standards and the goals and the training and all the camaraderie, the things that we talked about, even when you're gone. A true leader is somebody who builds a team that when they're gone, they raise their goals and they produce more and they do better when they're gone. Here's the thing. I want you to leave a comment below with any other points that I have missed in this video, and I want to create a healthy and good debate about this topic because I think it's very important. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram, and as always, take care everybody.